Yo, hey. What's up, everybody? I hope all's going well on this Monday, baby. And we are delivering a live Q&A today because we could not do it this past Friday. As many of you know, this past Friday, we hosted the Dolce Diet Certification and Nutrition Conference in the beautiful beach town of Belmar, New Jersey, to a sold out crowd, and it was amazing. Unfortunately, I was unable to sit with you guys as we typically do at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday, and we conduct our live Q&A. So today I wanted to make sure I jumped on. I answered any questions that you had briefly, and I can rant on a topic that became known over the weekend. And then I will bid you adieu, and we'll come back tomorrow dropping new content. We have a new episode of the Raw series that will be dropping this week. We have more health and fitness and fat loss information, and we will be taking user questions and turning them into videos all this week on the Dolce Diet YouTube channel, to which I'm very happy to have you aboard. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content, or you just like to look at my Carhartt hat and this beautiful fleece lined hoodie. It's so comfortable. So comfortable. I wear this in the shower. It's actually so nice. So if anybody has any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them right now. So feel free to drop your questions in the little comment box on the side. And until then, I'll talk about young Macy Barber. News came out this weekend that UFC 115-pound female athlete Macy Barber had outed her former nutrition team. I don't think I'm going to say the name of this nutrition team as I sit here, but any of you who are familiar with the world of mixed martial arts, this is the most infamous weight mismanagement team in all of combat sports. This is the team that is responsible for more weight loss or weight cut misses than any other team I've ever seen in the history of my career or the history of the sport. This team is responsible also for more athlete hospitalizations and withdrawals from cards than any other team I have seen in my entire experience. Once again, it's insane that this team is actually still around, but much of the reason why is due to what I call zero integrity. They are willing to lie their way to gain access to athletes only to fail these athletes. And what do I mean? This won't show on this video because I'm playing this live, but you should be able to hear the video. Those of you in the live chat, please let me know if you do hear this video of Macy Barber. Let's listen to what Macy actually has to say, what happened to her.
Yeah, so I was put on a 500 calorie diet for about 10 weeks. It was bad. For a good 10 weeks, a long time. Yep, and I was training 4 times a day, and it was super bad. And then I never got reversed out of that diet. So every time I would get right back into a fight, and I'd want to fight again, you know. And
so this team put young Macy Barber, UFC 115-pound fighter, who was training 4 times a day, who had an average walk-around weight in the low 130s, as I understand. This team had her on a 500 calorie per day diet for 10 weeks. And there's multiple interviews of Macy out there. So go and do your own Google search, Macy Barber weight cut, and read a few of the interviews, because she did interviews in person, written interviews, and then she did some videos and such. And quite a few, no less than 6 different outlets covered different versions of this interview, to which she does name the team and the people involved in handling her weight cut and mismanaging her nutrition, and what I believe is a abuse of the relationship and abuse of her physicality, putting her life and career at risk. And this is serious business, because Macy goes on to say that it will take her at best a year in order to fully recover the faculties of her health due to what she had gone through, which is absolutely insane and likely true. Now, I know that she's now working with the UFC Performance Institute, and they were the ones who identified what her severe health crisis was as a result of this weight mismanagement. It's a sad thing. And this is something that goes on, and it goes on at the highest level. And at the highest level, you will find con men. You will find ineptitude. You will find a lot of fast talking, slick walking people that cannot put up where they're supposed to. And they abuse the health, they abuse the safety, they abuse the relationship of their clientele. And that always burns the bridge. The bridge will eventually burn, and the bridge will come down. It will come crashing down. And that's one of the reasons I don't even mention the name of these individuals or this team. Though I might in the future, who knows if I get heated or not, but it's not even worth it for me because I don't want to have any part of it, because that's theirs. That's their karma. It's what they've created for themselves, being, I mean, just so cringeworthy. You know, what I've used the term many times, zero integrity. That's probably the best thing that I can say, is they have absolutely zero integrity, doing what they're doing and hurting as many athletes as they've hurt now, that we know that they've hurt. It's insanity. What now? I guess I have some questions. Sorry, these questions are popping up a little odd, so it's a little glitchy, it seems like. So we'll see if I can answer everyone's question here. Chapin, what's up? Pete says athletes have to know that trainers' history. No, they should know. But a lot of times, and I know for a fact, there's managers out there that have been pushing this nutrition team in particular and have been getting kickbacks. Right? So here's what happens. The athlete hires the nutrition team at the insistence of the manager. The manager says, hey, you got to hire this team. They're the best team. I'll negotiate a deal for you, or however that goes. The athlete says, all right, I trust my manager. They have my best interest at heart. They hire a nutrition team. The nutrition team comes in, they charge the athlete a price, and then the nutrition team gives a kickback to the manager. How about that? Is that in the best interest of the athlete? Especially when this nutrition team has one of the worst records of performance, has a slew of athletes who have actually been hurt, who have been pulled from cards due to medical issues, due to health issues, have missed weight, missed money, have, like Macy Barber, have to move out of their weight class because of the negative impact their work has had on her health. She had to leave 115 and move up to 125 simply because her body could not make 115 anymore because of what she says, what they had done to her. It will take her a year to recover while working with a credible nutrition team to do so. That's pretty insane. That's pretty insane. Joe Van says, can you do 3 weeks to shredded back to back? Yes, we call it round 1, round 2, round 3. Day 1 to day 21, reverse diet, straight back to day 1, continue on again. Queen Mommy, I would certainly die. We would all. I don't understand how Macy was able to do that. Just shows you how tough these athletes are. Tough in their ability to endure pain, which is sad. And she's an awesome athlete. Macy Barber could be the future. Could be the future. Ryan, the eyes should have had a breakfast bowl. A breakfast bowl has more than 500 calories. Isn't that crazy? Rodney Porter, 500 is criminal. I agree. Dante, hey, Mike, what do you think about the workout routines of the Diaz brothers and Kron? I heard Kron say he only lifts weights 3 times a year, and all of those guys do triathlons. That's I don't know. I don't know, and I don't want to take Kron out of context. But what I can say is you should look at your strength training the same way that you look at the mixed martial arts. You should neglect no area. Every athlete will improve all levels of athleticism by improving all levels of athleticism, to which that does include absolute strength, or the expression of your absolute strength in a variety of different ways. So only training weights 3 times per year, that's not training weights, that's testing weights. If you only train 3 times per year because your body has no understanding of the mechanical movement of the neuromuscular efficiency necessary to perform that movement, that doesn't make sense. So I don't want to take Kron out of context. I'm not saying that he actually said that, and I believe that you're paraphrasing. I'd like to hear. Maybe I'll try and get him or them on to learn more. But it's all, it all has to be put together, right? Just like in the mixed martial arts, you have to be able to wrestle. You have to wrestle on the feet at the open range. You have to wrestle in the clinch. You have to wrestle up against the cage. You have to be able to wrestle on the floor, which is a whole world of wrestling in and of itself. You have to be able to grapple. You have to be able to submit. You have to be able to defend. You have to know leg locks. You have to know arm locks. You have to know wrist locks. You have to know neck cranks. You have to know everything. That's no different than your strength and conditioning work. And true athletes like a George St. Pierre, let's say, or Mirsad Bektik, they understand and embrace that. Chapin, yo, Mike, my neck and back are trash from my time in the military, so I can't deadlift much without injuring myself. I know you're not a doctor, but do you think kettlebell swings are a good alternative? I think kettlebell swings might be a great alternative depending on what your issues are. Have you gone to a doctor? Have you got a medical diagnosis? Have you worked with a physical therapist to start rebuilding any sort of deficiencies that you might have? That's always my first suggestion. Secondarily, I would start looking more at mobility. I would look more at your postural alignment before I started heaving around weights, even light kettlebells. I have 4-kilo kettlebells all the way up to 44-kilo kettlebells sitting right here in front of me. I wouldn't touch any of them until I knew exactly what the mechanical issue was in my back, and until I started ensuring that I have proper mobility in order to start then adding load with resistance. Now, maybe I would be using a PVC pipe. We have PVC pipes over there. I'd work on a lengthening, stretching routine, a mobility routine, maybe some TRX bands using my body weight, and I would start to scale in that way. From there, I think kettlebells are great. I try and touch my kettlebells a few times per week. Touch my kettlebells. That's very Freudian, wasn't it? A few times per day if we're getting all Freud on it. But I definitely, I have kettlebells always in my training, in some way, shape, or form, but I have mobility training in my training more than kettlebells. I hope that helps, Chapin. Seth, what's up, Seth? Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. Joe Brown, I aim for 2,200 calories a day. I'm usually close to 3,200 calories a day, so I'm with you. I don't, Brian Rippe. Something like, when you talk about hitting 100 push-up squats and 20 pull-ups in a row, do you mean hitting this daily before moving into weights, or more so a once a week type thing? I mean the ability to do it whenever you need to do it. Whenever you need to do it, you should be able to do it. Now it's something that we train also here, but we don't train 100 rep squats every single day here. We train varieties, we train clusters, we train straight sets, we train supersets, we train compound sets, we train all these different set types. But you should have the inherent ability to perform that. That's typically what we talk, and that's more of a strength standard. G-Man, what are the good nutrition teams out there besides your team? So the Dolce Diet, Dr. Andy Galpin, I believe, does a great job. Sam Calavita in Southern California, I think, does very good work. Jen Hufrey out in, where is she? Is she in the New Mexico, Texas area? I know her husband, I apologize, I forget his name. I believe he actually does good work. My buddy Tony Ricci up in Long Island, New York, though he's more on the strength side. He does great work on the nutrition side. Rob Wolf, I think, who has worked with many UFC athletes, including Forrest Griffin and Frank Mir at times. Rob does good work. Who else? Dr. John Berardi, who had worked with George St. Pierre for quite some time. John does good work. That's just a small list, right? I make no money for saying that. I'm more than happy, and I try and point at people all the time to go work with credible professionals, credible licensed professionals, qualified, educated professionals with a long history of positive results. That's what we talk about here. So I hope that helps. Those are some good teams. Kelly, I'm eating clean with your recipe. Started out at 365, 40 days in. I've lost about 45 pounds. I feel great. Might I be losing weight too quickly? Hard for me to say without having evaluated you. I do stress and strongly suggest you talk to your doctor. You be under your doctor's care. You have your doctor monitoring you during this entire process. What it feels like to me is you went from 365 down to 320 in 40 days. Ooh, sounds like you're zooming. Sounds like you're doing good. Sounds like you're kicking butt. Sounds like you are slowly and surely making good decisions, improving the quality of your life. Make sure you work with your doctor, get all your blood work done. Make sure you get your wellness test, be under their care. But it sounds like you're doing the right thing. Sounds like. Guys and gals, I appreciate you all being here. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video, if you appreciate this content, if you appreciate me taking the time to answer your questions, as many as I can for free. I would certainly appreciate just a quick little click and a thumbs up. That will help us grow the channel. So thank you. Seth, Coach, I've been trying to up my numbers for reps of bodyweight exercises. Would it be a benefit to lower the count, then do more sets throughout the day? Absolutely. I love all of it. All of it. That works great. Ben says, hey, Mike, I'm a 13-year-old and just started getting into working out, and I was wondering if you could explain the difference between training for mass, training for reps, and training for strength. At your age, at 13 years old, you should only be training for strength. Only training for strength. And by training for strength, that's going to be you just getting better at moving weight with perfect form. Become a form specialist. Form should be everything. Form should be key. Form should be crucial. Form is everything, everything, everything. Nowadays, you have YouTube. In my days, I only had books and pictures. Now you can actually watch great athletes, not gym bros, but great athletes perform the exercises with which you're trying to perform. So you can see the biomechanically correct movement patterns. That's what you need to do. You need to start adding load. You need to start adding intensity, which is basically load over time. How much weight for how much period of time, and then improving upon that. What I want you to be doing is I want you to be performing multiple sets of approximately 10 repetitions. I have no problem with you right now at 13 years old performing 3 to 5 sets of 10 repetitions on 1 to 2 exercises per muscle group every single day. Every other day. Maybe you do upper body Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, lower body or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, lower body Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. 3 sets, 10 reps, 1 exercise per muscle group. 1 exercise for your shoulders, 1 exercise for your chest, 1 exercise for your tricep, 1 exercise for your upper back, 1 exercise for your lower back, 1 exercise for your lats, 1 exercise for your glutes, 1 exercise for your hamstring, 1 exercise for your quads, 1 exercise for your calves, 1 exercise for your core. You cut that in half because I said upper and lower. In that, you mix that up, you're looking at anywhere between 4 to 8 different exercises per day, 3 to 5 sets of 10 reps per exercise. That's a good workload. You're getting bigger. I guarantee you're getting bigger. And get a notebook. Get a $1 marble copybook, 13-year-old. My 13-year-old friend, the former 13-year-old me. At 13 years old, I was training 6 days a week, and I was doing a full body upper-lower split. 6 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, upper, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, lower. And then I switched it to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, Saturday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, always with Sundays off, 1 day off typically. And I would train my full body over the first 3 days, reset, full body over the next 3 days. And I was doing upper push, upper pull, lower body, or it's a push pull legs split. I was doing that at 13 years old. I started training at 8 years old. I was doing full body every other day at 8 years old. And I slowly at 12 years old, I improved that to more of a 6-day split. I got in with really good guys back in those days. I just had the ability to be able to walk to 2 different gyms in my general vicinity that had high level powerlifters, Highland Games competitors, and bodybuilders. Old school. This is in the 80s. I had the ability to walk into those facilities and train amongst them and watch them and just get put on programs by them. And, I talk about that in some of my other books. So if you're down, if you're in, woo, buddy, you're going to crush it. What are you going to crush it? Who else? I've been trying to catch up. Did that. 13. Did that. Kaz. Opinion on cellulite. Used to be obese. Now a competitor at 135. Even at 13.5% body fat. I have loose skin. I don't mind. I love my body, but the extra weight sucks as a competitor. Kaz, I don't know if you're a guy or a girl. Doesn't really matter either way, though social perception is a little bit different. I don't care. I have cellulite. We all have cellulite. Cellulite is sexy. Cellulite is sexy. You're a human. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As long as you're improving, as long as you're getting better, as long as you are healthy, I don't care. But I can't tell you whether or not you should care because we all have little things that we're hung up on, right? And that's not my job to tell you. But globally, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's something that you might want to improve for sure. We train for that. 13.5% body fat if you're a woman, well, fuck, you're shredded. That's crazy shredded. If you're a guy, you need to get that down just a little bit more. I like healthy adult males to be 12% or lower body fat. 12% is kind of the Goldilocks zone for a man. You're 12% body fat, you can see all 6 abs. You can see them. You don't have much hanging over your hips. You're pretty fit, pretty strong, pretty energized. You don't have to go crazy dieting all the time. Now to get to 11 to 10%, you got to up the dedication, the focus. If you're a lady at 13.5% body fat, fuck, that's like the Olympic level. So I don't know. I don't know, and I don't want to assume here. But to close out the question, I love my body, but the extra weight sucks as a competitor. And maybe you're just trying to get the extra weight off. So it sounds like you have to get that body fat percentage a little lower. That's all. And take your time. If it takes you 3 months, if it takes you 6 months, take your time. Take your time. Be healthy along the way, though. And be proud. Be proud. Mike Lee, do you drive a Tesla? If not, what are you waiting for? It is the safest car in the world. I don't drive a Tesla. I drive a Land Rover, which I fucking love it. It is the safest car in the world. I'm not against it, and I might actually buy a Tesla. I was thinking about buying a Tesla when Rogan got one. My buddy Dwayne Ludwig got one. So, you know, I'm thinking about it, but I love my truck. I love my truck. Oh man, I get in my truck and it just, it's like I'm stepping into Voltron. I become a part of it. My truck, I barely have to think to drive. It just does what I want it to do. It's so easy and seamless. It has everything, the dashboard, everything, the controls, everything. It's what I like. It's the color, it's the seating, it's everything that I like. And I just stumbled upon it. I was just fortunate. I saw it on a lot. I walked in, I bought it. I loved it. You know, my wife drives a nice big my wife drives the opposite of a Tesla. I'll tell you that much. But definitely, you know, the very sensible version of one of the Chevy lines. And I don't want to tell you the cars that my family drives. But she drives a very nice American made Chevy, you know, large SUV. And personally, that's what I want my wife and daughters in. I want them driving in a fucking tank up above the world, you know, fully insulated. But I do lean towards the Tesla, and you know, maybe I'll learn more about it. So it's funny that you mentioned that. It's like you're stalking me on my cell phone. Maybe you are. I thought my VPN was working better than that. Chapin, thanks, Mike. You're the man. Chapin, you're awesome. Yeah, Yassine. Hello, Coach Mike. Flight attendant, 27 years old, 220 pounds, 6'3", always trained weights and MMA. Stopped MMA 2 years ago. Work schedule, feeling that 1 hour list is not enough. Any tips on sleeping when I am overseas? Yassine, your issue is not your exercise. Your issue is your lifestyle. Your issue is your disrupted sleep patterns. And your issue is the crap food that you're eating. That's the problem. That's the problem, flat out. Let's get that fixed. Let's get that fixed right away. The exercise is the least of it. And I tell you what, you want to get fucking crazy? And I do work with flight attendants, and I do work with pilots, and I do work with military operators, and we do work with law enforcement, and we work with everybody. You want to get some fucking work in? How about this? How about every time you walk into your station, you hit 20 calf raises? Every time you sit in your jump seat, you hold 1 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 millimeter above your seat for 30 seconds. And you do square stance holds. Basically, you're in a full depth squat position, like a box squat position, but you don't quite sit on your chair for 30 seconds. Every time you sit down into the chair and every time you stand up into the chair, you want to see a fucking banging booty? You want to see a strong motherfucking posterior chain? You want to see shapely, strong pillar legs? Start doing that. You want to sit up with proper posture, keeping your core tight, pelvis tucked under, or like a seated plank, like a prone plank. Try doing that. Try sitting on the plane doing that every flight. How many times do you sit? I don't know, probably 10 different times. 10 different times. That's 5 minutes of isometric holding every single flight, 5 extra minutes per day. That's who knows how many extra 100 sets of calves per day that you could be doing on that flight alone. Sounds, I don't know how that sounds, but if you really want to make results, that's how you move the chains down the field. An inch at a time, a foot at a time, a yard at a time. The deal is you're moving those chains down the field. Now let me ask about your food. How's your food intake? What are you eating? Do you have all your meals with you? Because if you're eating anything on the plane, you're eating improperly. You're eating improperly. Everything on the plane is bad when it's compared to food that you can get on land. Are you bringing every meal with you? Every meal for the entire flight? Are you bringing that with you? If not, don't even worry about your exercise yet. Keep performing your list. Keep walking. Walking is the most natural, the healthiest form of exercise because it's just not about fitting into a bathing suit or being sexy. It's about living, right? It's about working on your cardiovascular system, cardiorespiratory system. It's about helping with that nutrient delivery, the oxygen delivery to those working muscles when you do eventually decide to start exercising. But you need that base. That base needs to be there. That aerobic base needs to be there. That's your foundation. You need that transport system through your vascular system, through the respiratory system. You need that to be improving and enhanced before you start exercising. You need the food, you need the raw materials, the micronutrients. You need those readily available to fuel your training sessions when you get more intense and repair from the intensity that you perform. I hope that helps. Now you need to get your sleep on, you get your sleep right. And I know that's a challenge. A lot of questions coming in. What's we got? Pete says, I signed up to the DolceDiet.com, but after seeing the meal times, I couldn't follow the plan. After breakfast, I barely have time to eat again until 3 p.m. How do I fit in all those meals? Well, that's the problem with 3 weeks of shredded. Now, I said, and I say this to you guys all the time, the number one complaint on 3 weeks of shredded, there is so much food. There is so much food, Dolce. I don't think I can eat all this food. Now, what strikes you about that? 3 weeks to shredded is the most effective weight loss program ever devised. Let's say that again. 3 weeks to shredded is the most effective healthy weight loss program ever devised, with the number one complaint is I can't eat all this food. How can you complain about an extreme weight loss program that focuses on losing 21 pounds in 21 days and often hits that mark, specifically with the world's greatest athletes? Losing 1 pound per day, but complaining that there's so much food to eat. Do you see the contradiction here? Do you see the irony here, Pete? And I'm having fun. What we say is do your best. Now you're saying after seeing the meal times, you couldn't follow the plan. Well, did you try it? Have you gone? Because what I'm reading is after seeing it, I couldn't follow it. I can't follow that. I can't eat breakfast and lunch and dinner and 2 snacks and dessert and a pre-workout, post-workout, whole food smoothie. I can't eat 6 times per day. Really? I can't eat all this delicious food every day, every meal every day. I can't be fully fed. I can't be fully satisfied. I can't be fully nourished because I'm trying to lose weight. But I didn't see you say that you actually tried it. It sounds like you read it and you made an assumption. So I'm asking you to actually try it and go through day 1, day 2, day 3. And that's why on the online version of 3 weeks to shredded, we give you an extra week. We give you a bonus week. It's a 4-week program. We give you a bonus week, which is a transition week. It allows you to get the routine down. It allows you to get the groceries done. Oh, fuck, I skipped the meal. I forgot that. I'm in traffic. It allows you that 1 week as a little buffer week. Now, some people hit week 1, day 1, crush it, and then they have the bonus week at the end. Either way, that's fine. But it gives you that transition. Pete, I guarantee you there's busier people than you do in the program right now that don't have a single problem because they were focused and they figured it out. I guarantee you, Pete, people are absolutely crushing it that are less fortunate than you, less capable of you, less talented than you, less gifted than you. I guarantee that. And they're crushing it. I know you can crush it. Get in and crush it. Caveman. Hey, Mike, I really appreciate all the free info. What are your thoughts on cottage cheese? Good for muscle building or not really? Yeah, it's okay. I'll get cottage cheese, bring it into the house once a month or two. I'll get like a little, 16, 32-ounce thing and just kind of eat it over the week, 4 ounces at a time. I typically don't eat any more than 4 ounces specifically of dairy. My kids will have a little bit, my wife will have a little bit, but it's not a frequent part of my diet now. If you're a little younger, maybe if you're on the squats and steak program, then maybe, you're really trying to make those gains for a short period of time, then maybe. Brandon, happy Monday, Mike. After just finishing your Dolce Diet certification this weekend, what did you as the instructor learn and take away from it? Brandon, good to see you, my brother. So Brandon actually came out for the DDC, the Dolce Diet Certification and Nutrition Conference in the beautiful beach town of Belmar, New Jersey. And Saturday was awesome. What a beautiful day. Saturday was perfect because we got to walk through town. We all went out to lunch together and it was a great time. What did I learn from the takeaway? I learned that we attract an amazing group of people. I learned that those who gravitate towards the message that we put out are fucking some of the best people on the planet. I learned that we are doing the right thing because we relate and resonate with smart, passionate, intelligent people that are trying to evolve, that put their biases aside, that keep open minds and want to help. That's one of the big takeaways, that I am so blessed and so lucky to be surrounded by such fucking amazing, talented, passionate, educated individuals such as yourself. And you saw who was there. What a great group of individuals. Every person there, I would have been happy to go on a camping trip, go on a fishing trip with everybody. And I think it would have been a great fucking time. There was no There was nothing. There's nothing. My bathroom was pristine clean. And I judge people by the way they act inside a bathroom, right? I'm judging because I'm the motherfucker that cleans the bathrooms in this facility, right? I'm doing all the cleanup. It was you guys, the group, so respectful. And that shows the individuals. It's what you do when no one's looking. That's who you truly are. And everybody in this group was amazing. And that's one of the big things that it took away. Also, something else I took away is we might need to expand this 3-day weekend because, Brandon, I think you could tell there was a ton more content. I probably had 10 more hours of content that we could have gone into on the business and financial side. Now, I know it's promoted very much as a nutrition and dietetics course, the Dolce Diet certification and nutrition conference, but it seemed like you guys were very interested also in the nutrition and the finance side, and many people who do come to these events are very interested in that. So I spoke with Megan. What we're doing is we'll keep tweaking the curriculum to allow for more of that, the business side modules, while not diluting any of the science-based modules that Meg teaches throughout the weekend. So those are my main takeaways. And of course, Meg's traveling today, but we're going to have a conversation midweek, and we do a recap, and then we bring Brandy in because, she liaises with many of the individuals. And we'll do a really solid recap of the weekend and see what we did well, what we can do better. We're going to ask you guys for feedback on the weekend of what we did well, what we can do better, what your total experience was. So there we go. It was a great time. Great time. Mike Lee, how do I keep my arteries clean, plaque-free, and flexible? Olive oil and vitamin K2 the key. Mike Lee, I understand the motivation for your question, but that question is so limited. How do you keep your arteries clean? You live a clean life. You live a clean life, and you look at genetic predispositions, and you go to your doctor every 3 months, and you get a wellness test done, you get a blood test done, and you get a calcium heart score done every 1, 3, 5 years, depending on what the deal is. And you look to get an EKG or ECG. I think is it ECG. You look to get your stress tests when they're appropriate. You go and you get your colonoscopies and get all that stuff done. You look at preventative medicine as instead of sick care medicine. These are the things that you should be doing. But first and foremost, you need to lead a stress-free life. You need to be resting your body, getting a 7.5 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. You need to be eating real food in wide variety, diverse in micro and phytonutrition, not caring about the macros and even the total caloric load. It's the quality of your food that matters much more than anything else. Right? If you're following the perfect caloric diet and you're counting your macros perfectly and you're living on fucking, protein bars and Pop-Tarts and, Hungry Man meals, or you're eating double the calories of your total need and you're eating just earth-grown nutrients, guaranteed you'll be healthy from the earth-grown food and completely sick from the processed. I think that answers. I hope that answers. Daniel, hemp protein just as good as whey. Depends on what your goals are. I would say both are necessary for a well-balanced lifestyle. I got another minute or so, guys. We're already past 32. I got another minute. I was only going to do 10 minutes today, and here we are 32 minutes deep. So let me try and run through some of these for you guys before we pop off. Feel free to keep leaving questions in the comment section once this goes live. For everyone who's listening on the replay, leave your comments below. I'll come back in the rest of today and tomorrow even and answer more questions. Give a thumbs up if you like this video. If you appreciate my time, I appreciate you guys. That does help this to grow. Let me answer some questions here. Quick. Paul says, Uncle Mike, thanks for all you do. Nothing but one wipe surface breachers. That's what I'm talking about. The coveted one wiper. Mike Murphy, did DK Metcalf use your diet for the combine? Look like it. I know, right? But that 1.9% body fat was such a farce. It's crazy that even got legs in the media. Greg Johns, hey, Mike, I'm an 18-year-old male with 13.5% body fat. Any suggestions how to lower to 11%? I lift 5 days a week and do jiu-jitsu 2 days a week and then taekwondo 1 day a week. You're 18 years old, so yeah, you can start dialing it in just a little bit. You probably need a small little tweak on calories. You probably need like a 300 calorie per day tweak. Here's what I want you to do. Here is your homework, Gregory, and then come back on Friday when I'm back on it, and then let's talk again. Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, I'll be back on. And here's your homework right now. Go and listen to my podcast, The Number One Reason You're Fat, the Mike Dolce Show podcast on iTunes. Go and listen to the number one reason you're fat. You are fat, like you and like me and like every one of us. This is the number one issue. We all suffer from it. You probably aren't even aware. The one little tip, the one little trick that can dramatically change your fat loss. the Mike Dolce Show podcast. It's maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. The number one reason you're fat. Listen to that. Implement it immediately that night. Implement it into your life, and it's going to be a kick in the balls to a lot of you guys. It's going to be a kick in the crotch to the guys and ladies out there. It's going to be, you're going to be like, fuck, Dolce, no. How did he know? How did he know? Seth says, thanks for all you do, Dolce, your time and generosity, for your knowledge. I was much appreciated. Working on getting out to Jersey to train. Lunch still on me. Seth, I look forward to it. Look at May. We're going to do another Dolce Diet certification event in May. Look at that. Look at that one in May. Think about that. Get ready in May. We'll announce it. We'll tell the exact date soon. But start putting your pennies together now. Start looking at the calendar, making sure you have some PTO. Let's get your tail out here in May. Let's get it done. It's going to be beautiful in Jersey in May. Marek, Mike, what is the best program for a fighter from your online programs? Where can I buy? Go to the dolcediet.com. Get the 12-week, 3 weeks to shredded plus living lean bundle. You get your 4 weeks of weight cutting plus 8 weeks of training camp and or recomposition. For those of you who don't have a fight coming up, get the 12-week living lean bundle. We teach you everything you need to do the exact way you need to eat. It's personalized to you, your specific needs, your specific background, your specific goals, all at thedolcediet.com. Use my promo code DolceTube, like YouTube, but DolceTube, and you will save 10%. The 12-week program is kick-ass. That's the one that you should get because it teaches you everything. We have resource sections with hundreds of additional recipes, hundreds of additional exercises, forums and predictive avatars and leaderboards. There's so much information there. Brian, you got it. Kaz, female. Okay. I used to be near 400 as a kid. I feel I didn't have to lose skin at 135. Would better, was so much easier. Anything I can do to get rid of it besides surgery? 11 days, 11 pounds out. Thank you for all. You're crushing it, Kaz. You're absolutely killing it. I thought that. I thought you were actually on the female. 13% body fat as a female. That's fucking low. I might want you, if I'm working with you hands-on, I would probably want you to start building some muscle. So if you're interested, maybe you want to work with us, work with our team. Maybe you want to do a consult, go to dolcedietshop.com. You can look at the 30-minute consult or the 8-week My Diet program. That might be something to consider. We do work with individuals one-on-one, myself and or our dietitians and trainers to help you build this and to get a better understanding. But it sounds like you're crushing it. 13.5% body fat as a female. Ooh, that's aspirational. Seth, total side note, season 2 of Cobra Kai starts next month. I can't wait. I'm going to be doing recap videos on that, so I can't wait. Jason, what's up, Mike? Thanks again for an awesome DDC. Jason, it was awesome to see you, awesome to meet you, awesome to hang out. Really, really, really enjoyed it. Good times, good stuff. James Cons, hey, Mike, used your system 3 weeks to shred it, but I'm still being charged. What's the story with that? So you buy 3 weeks to shred it for $100. It's a 4-week program. At the end of the 4-week program, you then transition to your monthly retention fee or a monthly retention access. And what that is $9.99 per month. That gives you complete access to your entire program. So all the information you have in your program, your ability to still use your program for just $9.99 per month. Now you can cancel at any time. You just click the little contact button inside your private dashboard. You send a note to the team and the team will cancel it for you. No problem. We cannot cancel it without your authorization to do so because you've likely put all of your personal information in there. All your nutrition logs, all your daily training logs, your weight loss, all of that stuff is inside the system. Most people want that. They keep it for just $9 a month. You still have access to 200 additional recipes that you can start plugging and placing inside your current program. 200 additional exercises that now you can start substituting for the exercises you were taught during the first 8 or 12 or 4 or 12 weeks of your plan. So that's all there, but it's easy to cancel. We don't keep anybody's money. Just click contact or send an email to support@thedolcediet.com. The team always takes care of it, and that's pretty industry standard. And that is in the terms and conditions for whatever that's worth. So hopefully it's not a surprise to most people. Brad, I'm currently cutting down to 135 from 150. Would 3 weeks to shredded be the step and the step method be suitable for this drop? I'm already at a body fat percentage. 3 weeks to shredded is the best way. I mean, that's the 135 from 150 at 3 weeks to shred is the best way. We have the highest success rate of any such weight loss system. We have a greater success rate than any other team in the industry who's been doing what we do. No one's done it as well as we've done it. And no one's done it as long as we've been doing it. We work with the worst athletes on the planet with a 100% success rate. Many other teams work with regular athletes that don't have health issues and weight issues, and they mess it up. Our system is the best system. 3 weeks to Shredded is by far the most successful healthy weight loss program ever devised, and that is available at thedolcediet.com for you to jump in and check out. Hello, coach. Do you think there's some benefit to weight training at the same time every time? Yeah, just routine habit that works rather well. Ben, is it true that you never have to put a drop of anything bad into your body? Is it true that you have never put a drop of anything bad into your body in like 20 years? Well, no, I wouldn't say that's not true. I had a beer when Ronda Rousey fought Kat Zingano in LA. It was my first beer since I was, I think my first beer since my brother turned 21. I'm not a fan of beer or alcohol. I just don't like it. And then the team, they talked me into going, and we went to a Russian banya. I believe it was the Voda Spa in Hollywood. And I'd been there multiple times before. And they said, you're going to do it the Armenian way. It was the Armenians, which was awesome. I was going to do it the Armenian way. And we did. We did the rounds of the, the sweat and the rounds of, getting beaten with the palm leaves. And then they would break for salted meats and beer. And that was my first beer in I don't even know how many years. So yeah, no, of course that's not true, but I'm not eating Snickers bars and fucking whatever shit soda. I wouldn't even eat that stuff. I don't understand how people do it. Taco Bell, like that's not even food. Simon, how's it from New Zealand, bro? Love your promotion of real deal organic whole foods and locally sourced earth-grown nutrients without a dogma approach tailored to the individual. I'm under 6% body fat every day. Hell yeah. I'm a holistic health coach, MMA coach, fighter, and personal trainer too. So good quality movement and rest. We are well covered. Simon, high five, my man. You know what's up. That's up. How easy is that? How simple is that? People, biggest criticism against the Dolce diet. It's so simple. Dolce just talks about the same stuff over and over again. You got to eat real good food. You got to train intensely, but not too much. You got to get good quality deep sleep. You got to minimize stress in your life. That's all the fucker always talks about. He doesn't make up any new thing like going zero, keto, carnivore, intermittent fasting while taking thermogenics on a 3-day detox and wearing a waist trainer. How about that, Dolce? That's the new hotness. The fuck out of here. Simon, what's up, man? Good for you. Yassine, thanks for answering, Coach Mike. I try to eat clean, but cannot bring my meal. I usually lay over 2 to 3 days. So I eat the breakfast bowl, rotisserie chicken, charcoal, barbecue, lean beef, and love fruits. Yassine, that's a tough one. How come you can't bring your meals? You're not allowed to bring it on the plane, or you can bring it on flight 1, but then by the time you get to flight 2, then you don't have it available. I understand that. Then we order lean, green, and clean from whatever hotel we're at. Lean proteins, green vegetables, clean burning carbohydrates. You already have your Tupperware from the first flight that you brought it with. You throw it into that. That's what I do. I travel a lot, maybe not as much as you, but I travel quite a bit too, on and off planes all over the fucking place. And that's what I do. So I bring all my meals with me for day 1. I travel, land. I order wherever I'm going to order. Sometimes at the hotel, sometimes it's at the cafes around town. I take their to-go meals and I repack them. Sometimes if I have a kitchen, I can make all the food in my own kitchen wherever I'm staying and then repack them and take them to the next destination. MMA Focus, Nico Price looked phenomenal. First round TKO. His team praised you for the weight cut. Well, I really do appreciate that. Nico was awesome. His team was awesome, up and down. Absolutely incredible. And MMA Focus, I appreciate you even noticing that and popping on to say hello. Thank you. And I do believe, because Tim Means is tough, man. Tim Means hits fucking hard. Tim Means puts guys out. I believe if Nico did what he used to do in preparation for this fight with regards to weight cut, weight management, rehydration, he wouldn't have been able to walk through that like he did. I believe because of what we were able to do for him by keeping him healthy, Nico was able to take those big shots from Tim Means and fire back and have the ability to fire back. That's the difference in world-class nutrition. Now, compare what we've done for Nico and what the idiots did to Macy Barber. Just that's a quick comparison right there. So MMA Focus, I appreciate you. Queen Mommy Dearest, I hate getting kicked in the crotch. Kind of like it a little bit. Mike, is keto crotch real? That's what I've heard. That's what I heard, but I've never actually, I've never done independent study, nor would I. Cheers, James. That's good to see you. Vinny, Ace Channel, I think it's cool. I want to work on my pecs and abs. Any tips? Vinny, yeah, you know, I learned this from my buddy Nick Trigili, MPC, Mr. USA, IFBB professional bodybuilder. And as a little aside, I trained Nick when he was in high school as an all-state long jumper, track and field. And I was a strength coach at the time, well before my Dolce diet days. I trained Nick when he was just a kid in high school. Then he goes on to become an IFBB professional bodybuilder, Mr. USA. And he's got a great YouTube channel that I enjoy. And he has a video called like building your pecs like an IFBB pro. That was the single best pec building discussion I've ever heard. And I've been in the game a long fucking time. And I've trained side by side with some of the strongest athletes, the best coaches, the most brilliant academically, accoladed individuals. And Nick's definition to me resonated. From there, I've achieved phenomenal. I've probably gotten more pec growth in the last 6 months since I watched that video than I have in the 6 years prior, simply because my chest would basically grow at the same level that the rest of my body. There was no standout change to my chest, and chest has been a weaker body part for me if we're looking from a purely aesthetic perspective, because I was a wrestler. I didn't fucking care. I didn't care about, all I cared about is perform. But I have relatively long arms, so my levers are not very good. I have very powerful delts and lats and triceps even. So my pecs weren't getting the attention they deserved, and then they were being outpowered by stronger muscle groups that had better points of leverage, that would just kept taking the load off of the pecs and transferring it to areas that could do it more efficiently. My pecs always suffered as a result of that, so I'd have to get really lean in order to have, more of like an aesthetically, chiseled, chest. After watching Nick's video, look out, baby. So it's not even my stuff. I would say go and listen to Nick's stuff on building. It's like IFBB Pro chest. You'll know what it is. Listen, it's a long video, but he drops what I pulled like 3 or 4. One of the biggest pieces of information I pulled is the way he warms it up and the insistence on squeezing, super lightweight, just squeezing, priming the chest for that later growth. Holy shit, it works really well. Steven, I love walking. Can I walk 2 hours while fasted first thing in the morning, or should I do a 2-hour walk to be fueled? Steve, if you're down with it, I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll do a 4-hour walk or a hike. Sometimes I will. Sometimes I'll get on my bike and I'll just go fast. I'll throw some caffeine in there typically. So either way, that's up to you. You're a human. Humans were meant to walk. Excuse me. Now we're at 48 minutes almost. Jesus, look at you guys keeping me here forever. I'm just trying to go home, man. Jay Perez, hey Dolce, do thicker diameter bars when doing dips, pull-ups, and so on give any advantage in gaining strength or muscle? They just change the strength curve. That's all. There's no better, there's no worse. But I do use a lot of thick grip stuff too. Tamil, thank you, Dolce, for the snacking after dinner video. It helped me big time. Right on, Tamil. I appreciate that. MMA Focus, Nico got hit flush on the chin a few times and kept scrapping. Definitely looked a lot stronger than usual. MMA Focus, that's it. That's what I'm saying. And that's the goal. That's what we do. That's what we do. Our job is to keep these darn athletes healthy. Our job is to try and mediate the negative effects of combat sports and weight cutting to the best of our ability. That's what we do. And you're awesome that you saw that and brought that up. Simon, boom. Vinny, it's upper body. I need to work on more. My legs are pretty strong. Right on. Boxing Now. What's up? You see that there is now data that says the keto diet is linked to AFib. I believe it. I didn't read the data. I'll actually dive in after this and go read it, but I believe it. It's any exclusionary disordered eating pattern will have a negative outcome eventually. Will have a negative outcome eventually. That's why we talk about what we talk about, which is eating the same food that have sustained all life on this planet since the dawn of time. That's a pretty good, pretty safe place to start. Let's not try and fuck this up too much, humans. Let's just really do the things that we were meant to do. Let's eat the foods that our human body was designed to eat. So Boxing Now, that's interesting. I'll actually check that out. Joey, Mike, I have been rotating the Invincible Coffee and Breakfast Bowl. Is this cool? Rotating one day on, one day off? I would not. I would not. Now, a little Invincible Coffee, which is awesome, right? That's a little grass-fed butter and or coconut oil, 1 or 2 of both. Find lower recommendations than you might see elsewhere. And the breakfast bowl, I might do the Invincible coffee on a modified fast day, which we talk about in 3 weeks to Shredded. You know, you skip breakfast, you do an Invincible, you go about your day, then you jump back in with something typically fresh and raw for lunch. That works really well on Shredded. But just having the every other day breakfast bowl and then coffee, I would normalize that. I'd probably go, 3 to 5 days of breakfast bowl, maybe 1 or 2 days of a more protein and fat heavy meal, and then a little, coffee on a modified fast. So, Nam, great show. Big thanks, man. Any over the 40 muscle building tips? Sorry, I know it's a general question. Same as with everyone, except you need more rest because you don't have the same recovery ability, restorative ability, and you need to be training every other day to enhance the tenets of muscle protein synthesis. Basically, if you train your chest on Monday, you're going to be building muscle on Monday and Tuesday and then not again. So you might as well train on Wednesday and build on Wednesday and Thursday and then not again. So you train on Friday. That's the basic concept of the full body multi-joint compound movement system, or of the push-pull, push-pull legs or a push-pull split, same thing. But you need to be training compound movements. You need to be training primarily between 4 and 12 repetitions. I really like that 6 to 8 rep range when you're trying to put on size and strength, which is what we should be doing because I'm 42. So I'm with you. Tilson, Dolce, thanks for all the free content. I'm contemplating starting 3 weeks to Shredded. What is your thoughts on uncured pork bacon? I would lean towards turkey bacon unless you're getting like wild caught hog. Unless you can really control the source. I would lean towards turkey bacon. We have turkey bacon already listed in 3 weeks to Shredded. Very rarely does someone show me a pork bacon source that would be better. Joey, I have 1 more week of 3 weeks to Shredded left and down 20 pounds. So Joey's down 20 pounds on 3 weeks to Shredded and has 1 week left of the program. This is all at thedolcediet.com, guys. And I think he's doing the 4 weeks, of course, because he got the bonus week. So he's lost 20 pounds in the first 3 weeks with 1 week left. And what do we say? 3 weeks to Shredded was designed to lose 1 pound per day for 21 days. Joey's down 20 pounds in 21 days. While eating all that food. Remember, I think it was Pete earlier. I can't eat. I took a look. I can't eat all that food. It's not going to work for me. Well, fuck, it worked for Joey. Joey's down 20 pounds eating all that food. Eating all that food and down 20 pounds, completely not starving himself, fully fed, fully satisfied, probably eating almost what almost feels like too much food sometimes. And Joey's down 20 pounds in 3 weeks with a week to go on the program. Go to thedolcediet.com, use promo code DolceTube and get started. Guys and girls, summer's coming. Summer is coming. Do not get caught in the sunshine with that boob belly. Guys, the big old boobs sticking out of your shirt and your big old fucking belly sticking out. I call that the boob belly. Don't be the dude with the boob belly at the beach and then your shirt gets wet because you jump in the pool. You're at Disneyland with your fucking kids wearing your shirt. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. And this is coming from a former fat guy, right? I used to be 282 pounds, 5'10", 30% body fat. So don't try and shame me or come at me. I've been there. I know how it fucking feels. I know how it feels to be walking around with AB cups and a 40-inch waist or however big it was. I know how that feels. It feels horrible. It feels horrible. So don't be that person. Go to thedolcediet.com right now and get started the 4 to 12-week program. Everything is there for you. Joey's down 20 pounds in 21 days. Fuck. Come on now. Summer's coming. Simon, Dolce speaks the truth, folks. A best weight cut coach and MMA health coach on the net, hands down. Multi-joint compound movement video rants are my favorite, as that's every day, right? Simon, you know what's up, my friend. I appreciate you. It's nice to hear other coaches who actually understand what the fuck actually works and all the bullshit in the industry, right? Joey, thanks, Mike. Boom, you got it. Joey Samuel, getting back to it, coach. It's been bad. And got too much in my head. Started 3 weeks to Shredded today and plan to cycle it twice to jumpstart it. Boom, round 1, round 2. Samuel, keep me posted, my man. I'm always here for you. Always here to help. Get me on Twitter. Get me on Instagram. Always be here. I'm always here. So, Nam, thank you. You got it. Tilson, would the On It 6-week program be good for 3 weeks to Shredded? I started it last week. I don't know anything about the On It program. I think that's one of their exercise programs, kettlebells or maces or something like that. I don't know. What I can say is when you become a member at thedolcediet.com for our 3 weeks to Shredded or Living Lean, the 4 to 12-week program, it's a diet and exercise program. So we build you the specific exercise program that you should be following to coincide with your personal background, your training history, your lifestyle, and your goals also your nutrition. So the exercise program is calibrated with the nutrition program, which is derived from your specific inputs as you go through the onboarding process inside your dashboard. Ours is very sophisticated. There is no template. There is no one size fits all. Each person has essentially a different program that suits you as you are right now and where you want to go. But we have the complete exercise program to go along with it. And that's on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop. You see all the exercises, you know the weights, you know the sets, you know the reps, you see the exercise. Oh, what's a Jefferson squat? You press the button, you see a little 7-second to 30-second clip of what the exercise is, and you're up and running. But let me know. Patty, try chlorella. It's very unrated weight loss strength gain supplement. Thanks for the insight, Patty. Tilson, body weight. Thanks, Coach Tilson. You got it. All right, guys and gals. Bang, boom, bam, being done. 54 minutes. You fucking dragged me into an hour Q&A once again. I came on to do 10 minutes, but the questions kept coming, so I kept answering. You guys, I appreciate you all being here. I love this. Remember, we couldn't do it on Friday because we were coaching the Dolce Diet Certification and Nutrition Conference here in Belmar, New Jersey. The next one will be late May at the beautiful beach town of Belmar, New Jersey. You can see the beach from here, which is awesome. You can smell that beautiful ocean air, and there's no better town in the summer than Belmar. Ooh, baby. So plan right now to come on out and hang out with us. I think that's it, right? Nothing else to talk about. Back to regular YouTube programming the rest of the week. We have a new Raw Series video that'll be coming out this week. We're going to be answering one of your questions. Now every week we're going to be taking one of your questions. We're going to load that into a much larger full video. We will do a new Q&A on Friday also. Every Friday at 1 p.m. we do the Q&A, 1 p.m. Eastern time for you. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to drop a few more rants in there because that's something that just always happens. G-Man says, do you have a mobile app for the 12-week program? We do have the app in production right now. So the app will be coming out, and anyone who is a member of the program will get the app completely free. So if you're a current member, you start today, the app comes out. I don't have an exact date, but the app will be out. And when it is, it's all yours. Or is it only online? Well, it's both, but the program is set up and it's responsive. So you go online, you purchase online, you start online, and then you just tab it on your phone, on your tablet. So when you open up, it's built as an app. It looks exactly like it will look on an app without just a simple app button. So it's a completely responsive screen built for the mobile and tablet experience. As you'll see, we spend a lot of time and a lot of money, and we continue to spend a lot of time and a lot of money constantly evolving and improving the software for you guys. And we're just getting started. Ours is the most exclusive, the most efficient, the most successful online healthy diet and exercise program I think that there is. And we've looked at every single one out there, and we took them all and said, that one's great, that one's great, that's one great. Let's do all that stuff, and then let's do it better, and we're going to add this stuff too. That's what we did. We looked at best practices across the industry. We said, okay, this is what everybody's doing. That's really cool stuff. And we're going to do that even better, and we're going to make even more, do even better things. G-Man, can you customize the diet for people with food allergies, seafood specifically? So you can actually work with any of our dietitians. You can perform a 30-minute consult with us. You can just send us a message or go to dolcedietshop.com. That is an add-on for that additional time. But you actually have the ability to customize yourself. You can choose a vegan program. You can choose a gluten-free, a dairy-free program, one that is nut-free, or also the Omnivore program I call the Meat Eating Savage program. You can choose any one of those, but then there's substitutions also. So if let's say you have salmon, you click on salmon and you'll see a list pop up of turkey, of steak, of elk, of whatever. Maybe it's black beans and or quinoa or hemp or something. So there's lists of substitutions that are also provided inside the program. Devontae says, Mike, are you delivering the blueprint principles via email? Yes, Devontae, I spoke about that on the podcast, though that'll be out tomorrow. We recorded the podcast this morning. Those of you who are interested in our blueprint, our championship blueprint, if you want to understand how to maximize your success, how to optimize your life, what I do is I walk you through the blueprint of what I found successful amongst the world's greatest athletes, Hollywood celebrities, leaders of industry, and heads of state. Some of the top clientele that we work with, what I've been able to find over the years is each of these great individuals from completely different walks of life, working in very diverse sectors of business and sport. They all do a handful of things identical. They have very similar personality traits, very similar lifestyle traits. Though they've never met each other, they've never talked to each other, they don't even speak the same language. They have none of the same interests or influences, yet they all stumbled on this list of things that they all do. That's my championship blueprint. And that's something you can send an email to blueprint@thedolcediet.com. Send an email saying that you're interested. And then I will be reaching out and letting you know I'm not selling you anything. There's no purchase necessary to take a part of it. We're not going to put it on bigger social media channels so that when I talk about it, I'll mention it. If people ask me, I'll mention it. But notice I'm only talking about it because Devontae, last question, had asked me about it. So I'll share it with you guys. If you're about it, if you're really about changing your life, if you know you want to change your life, if you're ready to change your life, if you know that you deserve more, that there's more potential in you, you just don't know how to get started. You need a blueprint to follow, and you're willing to follow it. You're going to do the things necessary to get there. It's for you. Blueprint@thedolcediet.com. Send me an email. Let me know you're fucking serious. And in a couple of days, I'm going to be emailing everybody what the step 1 is. This is step 1. I'm not going to give you step 1 through the last step. This is step 1. Do step 1. Let's see if you do step 1. And those of you who do step 1, you can move on to step 2. And it's simple. It's easy. And most of it's just educational. It's just daily habits that you need to start practicing in your own day in life. That's all it is. So if you're down, I'm down to help you. G-Man, thanks for the time. What is the biggest difference between the 12-week program from 3 weeks to shredded? Why not do 3 rounds of 3 weeks of shredded? 3 weeks of shredded is an extreme weight loss program, right? We want to lose 21 pounds in 21 days and compete at world-class levels. We want to get lean and fucking scraped out and save as much lean muscle tissue as possible, maybe even improve it. Short period of time. It's more rigid. It's more strict. The 8 weeks of living lean, that's a body recomposition program. I want a wide variety. I want diverse meals. I want to have a lot of fun. I want a lot of flexibility. I want to see my menu rotate often. I want to add lean muscle tissue and still get lean, but I don't really care what the scale says. I want to look better. I want to feel better. I want to perform better. I damn well want to gain muscle and lose fat, but I don't need to be stepping on the scale 10, 15, 20 pounds. I don't need to put on a bikini and get ready for spring break or slide into that wedding dress or whatever it is. 3 weeks of shredded is very date oriented. Living lean is very lifestyle oriented. With the Living Lean program, we teach you how to live the rest of your life without us. We give you every meal, every recipe, everything you need for 8 weeks with a constantly rotating menu. But then we weigh here and there. But you look and you're like, God damn, I'm fucking sexy. Good for you. You're done. But if you look in the mirror, you're like, holy shit, what the fuck? What the fuck? I look like Peter Griffin. I look like Peter Griffin. If that's the case, well, you better, and you better do some work, right? You better do some work. If you look like a fucking grotesque cartoon character when you're all alone standing in the mirror, if you get that knee-jerk reaction that you feel gross, it's time to change. It's time to change something. And that's up to you. I don't care. I want you to be at a healthy body fat percentage. That's all I want. I want you to have healthy blood work. That's all I want. I want you to be able to perform the tasks you need to perform in your day at a very high level without getting hurt. I want you to be able to live a very long time and have a very high state of utility during that period of time. That's all. All right, guys and gals, I appreciate Marek. I appreciate you. Until next time, boom.